All right, everyone, it's Saturday. I left the shop. I got too aggravated. And then April didn't want to go gold prospecting. So, since I've been working so much, I needed a break. And we took 2 weekends off to help my brother with some stuff. And it's just too much automotive for me 7 days a week. So, my Monte Carlo is still at the tuner. Hopefully he progresses a little faster.
You said April doesn't want to go prospecting with you, but April's sitting right next to you.
Yeah, after I had to kick in her ass and say, let's go. And had to be reminded of it's our time.
Yes, that's what did it.
So Peters Creek has placer gold in it, but it's very, very small. We've never found finds, right? It's just small pieces.
Found a couple big pieces the last couple times we went.
Well, we're not finding anything sizable. And we've been hitting this place for close to 4 years now. And I just said, all right, Jesse the gold hunter, Pennsylvania gold hunter, did a video comparing Western Pennsylvania gold to, I guess it's Southern, right?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess Southern-ish, Pennsylvania. Not north, is it?
Where?
Peters Creek.
It's south. Don't we take south? 95 south?
95 south.
Yeah.
So anyway, he did a video saying where's the better gold, west or south, and he came up with my opinion at the place that he went to, which was Mckee Creek or Mckee Run Creek or Mckee Creek Run, I don't know. Anyway, we've never been there. There's not a lot of information on Google or YouTube about this. So I kind of figured, throwing a dart on the map, and where do I say we're headed? Washingtonville.
Which is 3 miles away from that bridge.
So that's where we're headed, and we're going to see if we can't find the spot that Jesse, the Pennsylvania gold hunter, had way better results than Peters Creek. On this road before, man, look how beautiful the clouds are. Get this out of your way. Isn't that crazy? So,
Do the road range?
no. Let's see if we can find a sign for you guys. That was Bethel Road overpass. Look at that view. And I can feel the elevation. Western seems to be higher in elevation. So it's my understanding that there's a better glacial deposit in Western Pennsylvania. I could be wrong, but this is what I've learned from the tube. So Jesse actually used 6 gallons of material from Mckee Creek Run or Mckee Run Creek, and the top layer netted some decent flakes, I would call them. They weren't huge, but looked like they were bigger than what I find at Peters Creek. But the bottom material that he had a nice sized picker in it. And when I say picker, like a booger picker, and I'm interested in booger pickers. So typically when we go for 3 hours, I usually dig 20, 30, 35 gallon buckets of material, if not more, in 3 hours. So I'm just curious, how much material can I move in a short amount of time, because it's probably 12 o'clock yet.
Oh yeah, it's
Quarter after?
12.
It's quarter after 12. It's a 2.5 hour drive. And then we're going to have minimal time to get in the water and bang some material out, but I'm up for the challenge. And then we're going to see
That's going to be the toughest part.
We're prospecting.
Yeah.
How we started 4 years ago was like driving out, wandering around aimlessly and saying, well, let's try here.
Yeah, because every time time. Remember, every time we put it in the creek, it would take us to that where there was nothing. So we were like, how did we get there?
We were kind of afraid to dig more now than we are, knowing that nobody owns the water.
Correct, but do you remember, like, every time we GPSed Peters Creek, it would take us, like, somewhere where there wasn't even water?
Yeah, I don't really remember.
Oh, remember, we were in the cab.
Snowing.
And then you slid, and you said, "Art, we're growing up now."
Yeah. So I'm going to say, and I'm not going to say this because I know for a fact, if Jesse the Pennsylvania Gold Hunter is 100% straight up dude, and he didn't pop one of his own boogers in that cons in his pan. Right?
No, because he has said before in his videos, when he doesn't get anything, he doesn't get anything. And he's just not going to say he's getting stuff.
His habits are dig, take his material at home.
Yeah.
So we're running a high banker, so we're not worried about how much material we can take home and go through. We're going to go through it right there and take our cons home and be down. So I'm more worried about how much material can I move. And that's what we're going to do today. I was hoping that I could speed faster than 75, 80 miles an hour. My son in California, Los Angeles, where is it? Los Angeles for the Eagles game. He's got a buddy that's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over the Eagles.
Show him the view.
It's got a glare. Not happening. He's in that. He's following. He's not by no means would he sit down and put his feet up and watch an Eagles game.
Yeah, but they're staying for days so they can explore, not just.
Yeah, so they made a road trip out of it, him and his buddy. And they're going to explore. They're going to make content videos, and then ultimately watch the Eagles win or lose. Amongst Mountain, aliens amongst Mountain.
I just want to see Bigfoot.
So how about that? So all this chatter about aliens. Well, I always thought that there was aliens. I mean, we can't be the only, I guess, beings, I'll say, in the whole world. I mean, in space, you follow me? And if we're here, then that means somebody else we're here somewhere else. Yeah. They just haven't figured out. They haven't figured out an ET phone home to
make that sense. You just said makes sense.
Like, we're here in another planet, someplace else, and we're here. Get it? Like aliens or other life forms or whatever.
I get it.
We're here too with you.
Yeah.
It seems like they really are focusing aliens living underwater. I mean, why not? It's the best place to hide.
Underwater?
Why not?
Because you can stay undetected when you're underwater.
I don't know if that's true. I don't even know what's true or real anymore. We got fake Paul, Jake Paul. We got...
I told your viewers, I told you, anything Jake Paul is involved with is paid, but you didn't want to believe it.
It's paid already. We hope that he gets kicked out of boxing and he never gets to box again, unless it's his celebrity match box. And he should start his own fake stuff like wrestling.
Mike Tyson had a near-death experience months and months prior to that, so he agreed. It might not have been fake then, when the fight was initially, said.
It was fake.
No, initially, months and months ago, like the first one that they had, but then he fell ill and
it's crazy that I was thinking about this too in my sleep last night when I couldn't sleep. That two things. One, whenever I see a clock and the digits are all the same, I believe it's a sign of something for me.
Good luck.
Good luck. The last time I almost died. Remember when I kept saying I keep seeing the clock with all the same numbers on it all the time, and then it turned out I had internal bleeding and almost died. So I don't know. I don't know. It was. It's multiple different numbers for me. That for one, and then two, that Mike Tyson almost died from the same problem. And I can't say that it's because he doesn't have a decent lifestyle, right?
He chews mushrooms and
saying with bleeding ulcers, the similar scenario for him was the same as me. But was that more induced from the COVID vaccines destroying me from the inside? And not for everybody. Like, women had different issues than men, and we're never going to get the full truth of this crap. But I'm saying, for me, I suffered internal damage.
I had my whole stomach rerouted.
And you too. Oh, sorry. Yeah, April too. So April had severe internal.
No, I had 3 enlarged, very swelled up ulcers who weren't allowing food to go past through my stomach.
My point is, did the vaccines do this to you and all?
No. I'm a firm believer that we do not know how to handle stress, and we induce both of our problems on ourselves.
I ain't buying that.
No, that's just
What's
what
Mike Tyson got to be stressed about? He's got a weed company. He's got endorsements. He has all kinds
His lifestyle is different. He sits on podcasts and chews mushrooms. Like his lifestyle, he might be a big drinker. Like his lifestyle could be completely different. We were big drinkers.
I don't know. This is road trip conversation between me, you, and April.
And if you don't, and I'm telling you right now, ain't it on your channel or not, if you don't knock this shit off now, you're going to wind up in the same predicament. Because you've been a roller coaster for like 3 weeks now.
Yeah. Self-employed is not a happy road trip sometimes.
Are they doing road walk here too?
Fucking clowns.
It never ends.
They never get anything done.
No.
So if anyone remembers what I was complaining about Route 130, the asphalt job, well, I did get to talk to the Cinnaminson police officer, and yeah, the township, the city officials, everybody is very aware of the sloppy, shitty job that they did, and they don't know if they can get them to come back and fix it, and they may wind up getting sued by, yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
I'm telling you now.
What?
So, yes. So it was a company, obviously the lowest bidder,
Yeah.
with a new form of doing the road, which was a liquid form, and you could surely tell that it was poured crappily.
Oh, yeah.
It's horrible. So
they've been getting a lot of complaints.
they've been getting a lot of complaints.
There was nothing wrong with it before. They had just did it.
Well,
Not too long prior
it
to
needed
that.
to be freshened up. Hey, is that our creek?
Washed away.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going to come out of that with our tax dollars, but we deserve a refund for Route 130, and they need to have somebody come out who knows what they're doing and fix the road. It is just completely horrible.
It's because everybody's trying to go the cheap way out of it with everything.
And that's the truth. Everybody wants the cheapest shit available and the cheapest work and the cheapest labor, and then what you get is shit products and shit results.
And then you wind up going to the expensive guy anyway because they know how to do it right.
Prime example of the catalytic converter job that I did on that 180,000 mile Lexus, which was in pretty damn good condition for the mileage. And I didn't get to the bottom of what happened with that car, but it came from auction to used car dealer. So that usually means that the customer traded it in somewhere, typically for a new car. And then once the dealership went through and said, yeah, this thing's got too many issues for us to put out, plus the mileage, so they're like off to auction, and it's not worth the aggravation. But prior to the customer doing that, I just wanted to give you a shot of that right there, baby. Yeah. Prior to that situation, like I said, I don't believe the customer installed that. It's possible the customer Jedi mind tricked his local mechanic into installing it, or a mobile mechanic who installed it did a 98% decent job. He definitely, or she did not, wow, look at that, torque the gasket and manifold part properly. And there is a procedure, like you need a heat cycle and then go back at it. But that's neither here nor there. The only code that I was chasing was a PO420. And then, we did that research that that specific style that you saw that was on that vehicle. Ooh, look at that little spot there. That under $200 you could buy that crap for, and the OEM was $900 just for the part. And then the part that I used to recore that manifold cat cost me $200. Follow me? So they bought that whole part with all that work, machine work, welding, blah, 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 gasket for less than $200. And obviously the customer had a problem, and they went back to the shop and were like, hey, dude, it's your part, or hey, sorry, you have to go with OEM, and, you already paid us and this, that, and the other thing. And he's like, yeah, I'm not spending, another $1,500 on this car. If he would have consulted a guy like me, right, the better shop or the better experienced guy, I would have told him the same shit, that good luck buying your $99 catalytic converter on Amazon or eBay, and you might as well not even fix your car because you're going to have the same results. In most cases, I would say 80% of the time, they're junk right in the box, don't fit, and don't have enough precious metals to satisfy the efficiency waveform that it's looking for cat efficiency codes. So everybody wants cheap, but then they don't want any problems when they find the cheapest part and the cheapest guy. And I show you the cheapest part and cheapest guy shit in my shop every day that I fix.
Yeah.
And sometimes we know aftermarket parts that we can get away with, and some that we cannot. And that's every day I have to juggle. Can I trust and believe in an OEM part versus a factory one? On top of factory ones having their share of issues nowadays too. Cheap, woo, baby. So I feel good today if we find this spot and we're coming home with decent gold.
I would say tomorrow, not today.
If we find the spot, I'm going to say that we're going to find decent gold. If we find the exact spot, I'm going to find gold. I even bought my suction dredge just to make sure that we're not missing anything at the bottom. I would like to dredge. I've dredged Peters Creek a million times. I would like to dredge a more prominent spot for gold, for sure. Just knowing that, hey, there's bigger gold, or there's more place for gold here than where we've been. Because right now we're in the dust bunnies of dust spectacles, right? You probably see bigger specks of dust in the air in your house.
I'm proud of what we have found.
I am also too, but I would really like to find some juicy gold. I would like to find an ounce every time I go out, and then just retire. If you can find an ounce of gold every day, we're at $3,000 an ounce.
I think everything that
Ounce of gold every day.
I think everything that you do should have a hashtag that says more.
Well, and that's funny that you just say that, because as I was sitting on the toilet taking a crap while April was sitting across from me watching me.
I wasn't watching you. I was trying to Google this shit.
And talking to my brother how frustrating it is, because he's a business owner, multiple business owner, and we always want more for our businesses. If it isn't training our employees, better business practices, more customers, more profits, just more in general. That is frustrating that we're the guys who strive to do that with everything we do. It doesn't even necessarily mean the money's the end result, but it's we have the drive to continue to do it, and then others don't. No drive, and some are successful and some are fail, and then you have the drive of a million people, and then sometimes you just get dealt a shitty hand.
I don't know. I can honestly say that you drive me to the more status.
Yes. Well, when you spend more time with people that are driven, right, it should rub off.
It's not so much for me that you're rubbing off. It's just that I see how hard you work So
Mentally
I feel
and
like,
physically, I do.
So I feel like what I do every day should be equivalent. That's how I feel.
In my sleep, I hold meetings in my head and conversations, and then I run them in different scenarios sometimes.
This is why you can't sleep.
That's why I can't sleep. And then when I get to a meeting, either with my staff or an ad council or an advertising meeting, I've played out a whole bunch of different outcomes and scenarios with questions and answers and, you know, feelings and things of that nature. So not only do I just say, hey, I have an idea, I actually think about it a lot. And then Rachel came up with some creative for a special that we're going to do, that we're using to convert our phone calls, because our phone conversions are horrible in my shop by my standards, and by no means I don't believe anyone's getting 100% call conversion unless you're giving out heroin or opiates or pills or needles.
Tell them to give them a lollipop if they show up.
Yeah, so we tried to came up with an added value to a promotion, and then I saw it, and then I was like, ooh, I love it. I shared it with peers in the Mckee system, and we got positive feedback from it. And then last night I thought about it, and then I saw it in a shared post on Facebook, and I was like, now I gotta question the creative, because the added value part of the promotion was click, where you had to go read more. You follow me? So
You're talking about her post?
Correct. So where you see it, it seems all dreamy, right? And then the added value part of it was in the click of that post.
This is what I said to you last night.
Right. So Rachel said people on Facebook are used to the click. I said I don't want it to be that way, because how many people actually click more?
You're so messed up, because you said I was thinking about it.
I said
These are my words that I said to you.
I thought about it last night in my sleep based on what you imprinted on me.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, and I agree with you.
I agree with
this whole
you,
thing.
because people's behaviors are so unpredictable now, is that I would rather have the added value in where they don't have to click.
Right. Because they're seeing free, and they're going to blow her phone up.
Yes.
Yes.
So, all right. Let me stop boring you to death.